Hello there. I've been on Barefoot shoes for just over 3 months now, and this is going to be a rapid fire review of all of my shoes so far. Let's get started. The first category that I wanted to talk about are what we can call barefoot transition shoes. So shoes that aren't ultra minimalist just yet, but will still give you some of the benefits of barefoot shoes, like maybe a much wider toe box or a thinner sole. The first one on my list are Sanuk Vagabonds. Now these shoes don't necessarily fit in that barefoot shoe category, at least they don't market themselves as such. But as you can see here, these shoes have a very wide toe box and a very flexible sole. So I think that you'll actually get a lot of the benefits that you would find transitioning to barefoot shoes with shoes like these. They're super light, I've had them forever. I think this is my 8th year owning them, although I don't wear them every day. I've actually mostly worn these without socks and they haven't really smelled bad or anything. Next up are my Lems Chukka Canvas, and I actually have a video up here explaining my thoughts in a bit more detail. But long story short, these are a perfect everyday shoe for me. I do wear these to work when I want to wear something a bit more dressed up because it's all black and because it's in a neutral Chukka boot shape. It is appropriate for my workplace, which, I mean, we're mostly just a casual workplace anyway. I work in tech, but this is mostly what I wear. It's nice with shorts or with pants. The only thing is that this has a pretty thick stack height. I think it's 13 millimeters all in all, and that's why I consider it more of a barefoot transition shoe, because it does have a bit more cushion in there. But as you can see, it's very flexible, very rollable. Again, something you can easily sort of roll up and fit into a backpack if you're traveling, and I think that's actually pretty common amongst all of the barefoot shoes, is that they are very easy to pack and very light. Now, next up is my second pair of Lems, and this one I just got and haven't put a lot of miles on yet, so I might do a full review on this later on. This is the Lems Primal Pursuit. It's a fairly new shoe from them, as far as I know, and I think this is my nicest looking barefoot shoe so far. I've always had mixed feelings towards all black sneakers because they do look so plain that if you're wearing something that isn't black, it's almost like you're wearing black socks with it. But I like how this one has a bit of a speckled look on the sole, which differentiates it. So far, this has been a really comfortable shoe. Interestingly, my first impressions as well is that this is a bit more narrow than the Chukka Canvas, or it just feels like it, even though I'm wearing a US 10 on both, and even though they are supposed to both be on that wide scale of their width spectrum. So I'm definitely going to need to wear this a lot more to have a better view on it. I need to take this properly on a hiking trail, I guess. The only downside here that I see is that this has a very thick sole. So just compare how thick that sole is to something which I already thought was a bit thick, which was the Lems Chukka Canvas. But this one is definitely giving you more of the benefits from a zero drop point of view and the wider toe box. But don't expect this to give you the benefits of really strong ground feel. It's meant to be in the middle of their more hardcore trail line and their road running shoes. So that's why there's a bit of tread here, and that's why the cushioning is there. But I guess that's a good thing for people wanting to transition into barefoot shoes, where you do have the ability to play with different levels of insole, different levels of cushion, and then you can take out the insole, you can put it back in. Just listen to your body, you know. That's what's been working for me so far. Sort of switch up, mix and match my shoes. When I've gone too hard on my more minimalist barefoot shoes, sometimes I will go into one of these shoes for a workout, because for me it doesn't make sense for you to continue pounding your feet if your feet are already super sore. And before we move on to the next section, if you've liked this video so far, leave a like down below and subscribe, because I will be putting out a few more dedicated videos on barefoot shoes over the coming weeks. Alright, so let's continue with what I would call my true barefoot shoes now, at least brands which really claim to be a barefoot shoe brand and have that really thin stack height and really promote that ground feel. These 3 shoes are from 2 very familiar barefoot shoe brands that you'll probably see everywhere around YouTube or around the barefoot shoe blogs. This is a Xero Excursion. Just worth noting, this is the original Xero Excursion and not the Xero Excursion Fusion. I got these used, and I've been using this as my primary hiking boot. It's a fully waterproof boot. I've tested out waterproofing and it's been great. I've sort of submerged my entire foot in water and nothing has gone in. Although if you are walking up at ankle level, the water will seep through, as you would expect. This doesn't look like much tread, but actually it's been really effective for me in terms of just being able to step on rocks with confidence and not having the fear of slippage. And I probably put in around 100 kilometers on this throughout my hikes in Sydney, and these are by far the most comfortable hiking shoes that I have ever owned. So I have loved them and I highly recommend them as a hiking shoe. One potential downside, and again, I've only been using this shoe for around 3 months, is I'm not sure how durable this will be longer term. I've seen some articles and some Reddit threads around Xero not being the most durable shoe. You can see here that I have a bit of a rip from a rock, and actually one of these lugs came off when I pulled too tight and it just snapped off. I am not sure if that's just normal wear and tear, if that's a sign of things to come. I'm hoping that this shoe lasts me a really long time because I have loved it. It almost feels like you're hiking in a sneaker more than very heavy hiking boot actually, because it is quite light, and you know, you can see how flexible it is. Alright, next up here are probably the most highly recommended barefoot shoe. I just see everyone recommending this everywhere. This is the Vivobarefoot Primus Lites, or Primus Lites, not sure how to pronounce it. Also a bit covered in cat hair, unfortunately. My cat loves to sleep on this shoe for some reason. This is as minimal as it gets for a fully covered lace-up shoe. Very, very minimalist, as you can see here. There is very minimal padding. I tried this actually on a trail. Like, one of the reasons I picked up this shoe is that Sydney has some pretty gnarly trails with a lot of sharp rocks, and I tried this and you can really feel every rock. Now maybe at some point I'll get back into that, but I could not really handle it the first time I tried this shoe. I did make the mistake of making this my first barefoot shoe, and the reason I'm saying it's a mistake is you really need to transition to something like Vivobarefoot very gradually. It is a very minimal shoe, and if you're not careful, you're going to be in a world of hurt. I remember when I first got this, I immediately did a 10-kilometer walk, and my feet were sore for days. So definitely pace yourself if you decide to go Vivobarefoot as your first ever barefoot shoe, or maybe try one of the barefoot transition shoes I mentioned earlier in the video, like, you know, maybe a shoe from Lems. And then if you're more comfortable and you feel like you've adjusted to the other aspects like the zero drop nature or the wider toe box, you can ramp up your activity with these ones. Yeah, overall there's nothing really much to say about it. It's a very simple shoe. It feels like you have nothing on, but I'm really happy with these ones because I just found them for only 60 Australian dollars on eBay. That is a really good steal. Alright, now for my most minimal barefoot shoe, the one shoe where I really feel there's nothing there. These are the Vivobarefoot Ultra Bloom 3s. I got the version which is a collab with a apparently like very well-known fashionable brand called Finestere. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly, otherwise I'm showing how lame I am. It's a pretty strange shoe. I think it's meant to be a water shoe. So I have actually worn this when it's raining, and there was a time when I wore this when we were doing a beachside walk. And yeah, as you can see, there's not a lot here. There's no insole at all. There's zero padding. And this is one where if I'm wearing this, I can't really walk that long of a distance just yet. But I've liked it so far because it's really easy to clean. I wear it out when it's raining, or when I'm going to the beach. I sometimes have this shoe as a backup. This shoe does have a few downsides to it though. There is going to be a break-in period, especially here on the big toe. So as you can see here, when you're sort of walking, this will dig into your toes, and this will soften up over time, but initially this might cause a bit of blistering even if you're wearing socks. So probably it took me like a week to 2 weeks of everyday use before this became comfortable. So just keep that in mind. The other thing is that if you're planning to use this as a beach shoe, it actually doesn't work super well for walking on the beach. The sand will get into all of these holes, but they don't really have a way out. You can see here that there's only holes here, but there's no holes on the front side. So what'll happen is the sand will just accumulate in the shoe and it gets annoyingly uncomfortable. So I think this is a fine shoe for getting into the beach and getting out of the beach, but I mean, once you're on the beach already, just walk on the sand, right? That's sort of the point of it. Otherwise, it's a pretty unique shoe. I get a lot of questions and a lot of horror from my partner because of it. It's definitely not the nicest looking shoe, objectively. Like, it looks like a weird Crocs hybrid, but this is as barefoot as it gets for me, and this is the most minimal shoe I have, so definitely has a place in my collection. I use it when I'm just going out to the grocery and back, or for shorter walks. I've worn them sometimes to the office as well, because it's not like I would like walk 5 kilometers straight up. But yeah, this is my most minimal barefoot shoe so far. So that is it for my barefoot shoe collection. This is everything that I have so far over the past 3 months of going barefoot. Here's a link to a playlist which will detail all of my barefoot shoe videos so far. There's not a lot yet, but this will fill up soon, so by the time you're watching this, there might be more in there. Alright, see you next time. Bye.